Guys, welcome to Poker Vlog number 2. Let's get straight into this one.
So today we're playing at Aspers Casino in London. It's our first time here. We look forward to it. It's the first time we've got a permit to record. Shout out to Paul, the director of the room. So in the very first hand for the poker vlog, we've got ace jack offsuit. There's an open from hijack of 6. Cutoff will call, and we decide to call. Although there is merit for raising, I think. 3 ways to the flop. It comes 9 of spades, 8 of hearts, jack of hearts. Now the pre-flop aggressor decides to bet 6, which is quite small. We get a fold from the cutoff, and we look to see that we've definitely got the top pair that we think we do, and we raise it up to 15, and thankfully he calls. Now I think we're best, as the turn is a 9 of clubs, pair in the board. He slows down and checks. We're going to apply more pressure and bet a small 15, but he folds. So we pick up our first win for the session. Now in the very same orbit, we are looking down at ace king suited in the undergun position. We raised to 15 and we got a call from middle position. 2 ways to the flop, which came 2 of spades, 4 of diamonds, ace of spades. We're first to act and we decide to bet 25. Middle position calls. The turn is the 4 of hearts. I now size up to 50, hoping he's got an ace, X, ace, jack, ace, queen, but he folded. So we pick up a small one here, well, a decent size. About an hour goes by and we look down at the best hand in poker. We raised it to 12 and everyone is dropping like flies. So on to the next one. So I actually started the recording a little bit late with this hand, because with some hands you just don't expect them to be interesting, but that was not the case with this one. Let me just get you caught up. So it folded all the way around to us in the small blind. The big blind, he checks. We go 2 ways to the flop, which then comes king, 9, jack, rainbow. Now for a bit of context, a few hands ago we just flopped the nuts, and as you can see, we just did it again against the same opponent. So he betted 5. We're gonna just call here and not act like we just flopped the nuts. Probably should have went for value. Anyway, the turn was a 6 of clubs. I missed it. I checked. Opponent then bet 20. Then I re-raised to 50. Now we're on the river, which came a 5 of clubs. He checks. Now I decide to check back, and I don't know why. In hindsight, I definitely could have got more value out of him on the river, and I should have re-raised on the flop. But we live and learn. I'm folded to in early position once again with the best hand in poker. Now we don't want the same to happen to us as last time, so we just try to trap and hope we get re-raised. The small blind does think for a bit and grabs some chips and makes a re-raise, just what we wanted. The big blind comes along as well. Perfect. So we have 2 callers. We decide to raise it up to 25. I could have gone a bit larger here, I feel, but the player to our left folds. The small blind eventually decides that he will make the call, and so will the big blind as he checks. The flop comes 7, jack, ace, rainbow.
That's not bad.
Small blind now checks, and so does big blind. So it's over to me. I'm certainly going to bet here, but I don't want to make it too large, so I bet £10 to disguise my strength. Surprisingly, small blind raises to 75 and big blind folds. Okay, very interesting. Of course, we're just going to call right now. Don't want to blow him out of the hand, so we just call whilst we know we're still ahead. And the turn is the 2 of diamonds, so it does bring in the flush draw, but we can't be worried about that at all. We still have the nuts on this board. So interestingly, now villain bets £100. So we're just going to go all in here. We're going to rip it all in because his hand is clearly very strong.
You got aces? I have to call.
He's suspicious that we have aces. He still calls. It's a very unfortunate situation. He has the second nuts. We have the nuts. That's how poker can go sometimes. I do feel sorry for him, but it's happy days for us. Matey wants to be in the video, and we drag in the largest pot of our poker career. In his next turn, we're in the hijack with ace king of hearts. Gets limped to me, I raise it up to 20. Player to my left calls, everyone folds, and it is heads up. And the flop comes 9 of diamonds, king of clubs, 3 of clubs. Not bad at all. I bet, after looking at my cards, 25, villain decides that he will call. And we're going to see a turn, which is the jack of clubs. Now, I'm going to bet 30. He doesn't take long. He calls. He's efficient. River is a 7 of clubs. I now want to just slow down and check because I felt he may have been flushing. But I flip over and we're good as he shows king 8 of suit. Not long after that hand, we've got the same hand of the clubs variant. We're in the cutoff. It gets limped to us. We're certainly going to raise here for value. We raise to 15. The player who calls, eventually, he's the loosest player on the table, so we're happy to see him calling and going heads up now. The flop comes 8 of diamonds, king of spades, 6 of hearts. Villain now checks. I'm sure we have the best hand, so I don't want to blow him out of the pot. We bet small for 10, just trying to get a call from him for fin value. Eventually, he does make the call hesitantly. The turn is another king, so our hand is almost definitely the best. He checks, and we just gonna try and bet for thin value again. We bet 10. He again makes a call. Okay, I don't recommend this for trying to extract value, but we for some reason decide to blow him out of the pot. This is the definition of it. We bet 75, and there he goes. But yeah, definitely could have probably got a little bit more value there. Okay, this next hand is interesting. We've got ace of clubs, 3 of clubs. We are on the big blind, under the gun limped, could be trapping. Nonetheless, everyone folds to us and we raise to 15. Under the gun eventually calls and the flop comes 3 of spades, 8 of clubs, 6 of clubs. It's a great flop for us. We have the nuts flush draw and we have a bottom pair. So we're just going to call his bet of 15 and we're going to see a turn which is the 3 of diamonds. Now we have trips, very disguised hand. We just check it over. He now bets 40. Absolute music to the ears. We're very disguised here, so we're definitely not going to try to blow him out of the pot. And for that reason, we're just going to call and see a river, which is the king of diamonds. That hits his range, so that should help him catch up a bit. I still think we have the best hand here because we're so disguised. I don't think villain would have suspected us having trips. We bet 50 for that reason, and he takes his time before flicking in the call. We flip over our hands and we win this one. Next hand, we have pocket 10s on the button. It gets limped to cutoff, who raises to 10. We decide to call. Early position and middle position call as well, and we go 4 ways to the flop, which comes 9 of diamonds, 8 of clubs, and the king of hearts. Everyone decides to check. So do I, since we did not hit top pair and someone could definitely be slow playing. Turn is the 5 of clubs. Everyone checks. Now I think I'm winning, so I will bet 15. Early position and middle position both decide to fold, but we do get a call from the cutoff. So we're going to see a river, which is the king of diamonds. Cutoff now decides to slow down and check. I don't think he has a king. I bet for thin value, trying to extract anything I can from him. However, he folds. In this second to last hand in the vlog, we've got ace, jack of diamonds in the small blind. Very tight older gentleman in early position, raised to 10, and I immediately am putting him on a very strong hand. Middle position calls, button calls, and I call. We go 4 ways to the flop, which comes jack of clubs, 8 of diamonds, 3 of spades. I now decide to check because I'm intrigued to know what the gentleman in early position has. Well, he's clearly got something very strong because he bet out for 25. Middle position and late position both decide to fold now. Now, can I really fold top pair, top kicker? Well, I don't think I can, and I won't, as I call to see the turn, which comes in the form of 6 of spades. So I check again, and villain bets out 30. He's you know, I'm definitely putting him on overpair right now, but for that cheap price, he's gonna get money out of me. I'm gonna call here, and we're just hoping we land anything, and we do, as it's the ace of clubs. I now have to lead out for value, and that's what I do. Maybe we could have gone for a little bit more to make it look even more bluffy, but I decided to go for 50. And the gentleman, he does take his time. He's not looking happy at all. He does make the call though, and we show our hand, and we got very lucky. Almost certain that river saved us, because I am sure he had kings or queens. We've got pocket aces for the third time in a session for the second weekend in a row. Win +1. Small blind decides to raise to 10. Big blind calls. I now have to raise for value with the best hand in the game. We're getting action. Let's go. We decide to raise to 35. Now in hindsight, this is probably too small, and with this many callers, we should have went for a larger size. Anyhow, late position calls, small blind folds, and big blind calls. So we are 3 ways to the flop, which comes 6 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, 3 of hearts. Early position in under the gun, he checks. I'm in +1, so I'm gonna bet here for 75. But late position raises to 200. Okay. I'm trying to put him on a hand, and my mind is pretty blank as to what it could be other than a set. I don't like this spot at all. Late position raises to 200. I have to call. When on this board, I call, and I have to see a turn, which is the 6 of clubs. Now I'm really hoping Vidden calm down and check back, but no, he fires another 200 quid. I'll be honest, it being a bigger pot, I was trying to figure out what the opponent had that made sense with this sizing, but I kept coming back to him having a house. I start picking up my hands, and I fold. As soon as I folded, he took a long, deep breath of relief and tells me he had 8-7 of diamonds. A combo that makes sense now that he's said it, but we did not think of it when we needed to. But I think that was well played from him. It was a good bet. Anyway, any loss we take, we try to learn from it. And overall, we still cash out £852, so not a bad day.
So we just finished the session. We just got home from London Aspers Casino. In the end, we made £450 profit. We're not complaining. We more than doubled our starting stack buy-in of £400. So we're very happy. We will take a good lesson from the aces hand at the end where we lost a decent amount of our stack, but the lesson will be a blessing moving forward. If you enjoyed today's video, please do like the video, subscribe for more. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.